All right, so I was watching Fox News, Megyn Kelly, before she became a never Trumper.
Oh, no, Megyn used to be my fave.
She used to be my favorite, emphasis on used. And so my wife and I are watching, and this man named Bill Elliott comes on. And she says, Bill, tell us your story. And Bill said, well, I'm in my 4th battle with cancer, and I just got a letter of cancellation from my insurance company. They're canceling my policy because of Obamacare, which, of course, there were millions of policy cancellations, even though our former dear leader said, if you like your plan, you can keep it. So that was complete fallacy. Got 4 Pinocchios. I think the WAPO did 5 just because of how catastrophic that lie was. But nevertheless, so first I'm thinking, because he's a 2-time Obama voter, so first I'm thinking and watching TV, I'm like, it serves you right, because he voted twice for Barack Obama. Mm-hmm. And now he tells the rest of the story, and I'm starting to get a little verklempt because he's got cancer and he's losing his policy. And so Megyn says, what are you going to do? He goes, I'm not going to put the burden on my family. I'm just going to let nature take its course. And now my wife is very upset. And so he finishes it. He's describing how big his deductible is going to be, the new replacement plan that they're giving him. His premium went up by $1,000 a month. His deductible went up $7,000, $13,500 for a family, just crazy amounts. So my wife turns to me after the segment's over. She said, you're probably one of the only people in the country that could probably help him. And you know how to do it. Why don't you reach out to him? So, of course, everybody's on Facebook, billions of users. So I'm Googling to find him, blah, blah, blah. I find him on Facebook. So I sent him a message on Facebook, and I said, sir, I saw your episode with Megyn Kelly. You and I are on the opposite side of the political spectrum. I just want you to know what your insurance company is doing is they're violating federal law. You cannot cancel someone's policy in the middle of medical treatment, especially cancer treatment. Section 2742 of Public Law 104-191, which is HIPAA law, has a provision in there that contains no ambiguity. You just can't do that. So I say, if you go to my blog, truthaboutobamacare.com, click on the link and print it out, and then take it to your governor. He lives in South Carolina. I said, she's one of us. It was Nikki Haley at the time. And so you don't think somebody's ever going to do exactly what you tell them to do. It's never going to happen, right? But you try to give them the best advice you can. The guy does exactly as I described. He goes to Nikki Haley's office. Nikki Haley, to her credit, her staff faxes over the section of HIPAA law pertaining to the inability for an insurance company to cancel your coverage. And he contacts me. Honestly, he contacted me, I think it's 2 days later, via private message. He goes, I just want you to know, I think you saved my life. He said, I want you to know my insurance company apologized. They reinstated my policy, and they said I can keep it for as long as I need it.
Now, that's an amazing story. First, I want to tell you that as an attorney, I love when you start quoting the code.
I felt the electricity.
I just love that. Yeah. And this would be a great story if that's where it ended. But it didn't end there, did it?
It did not end there. So, of course, this is now a made-for-TV story. Right-wing Republican Tea Party supporter helps a 2-time Barack Obama voter get his policy back because it was canceled because of Obamacare, which he, of course, supported by voting for Barack Obama twice. So it becomes a made-for-TV movie. So now it's all over the radio stations. Mark Stein is talking about it. Breitbart, all of these, everybody except the mainstream media. But the new conservative media was all covering it. So, of course, I get a phone call after all of this media stuff's happening. And it's from the IRS Inspector General in Chicago.
Before that, though, you guys went on an airplane to go meet each other, right?
No, this is after.
So let's talk about how you guys got to meet each other. Because we have another segment after this we could just go dive right into.
All right. So I get this phone call, and it's the IRS Inspector General, and he says, we've heard about your story in the media, and we'd like to come and speak with you. And I'm like, okay.
Now, I like that. I like that response because that's what everybody should respond when the IRS wants to come to your house. Right. I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's not such a good idea, right? All right. So I'm nervous. I hang up the phone. We set a time for them to come with their sidearms, by the way.
Wow.
Right? So
no intimidation there.
No intimidation at all. So I'm nervous. I call my attorney. And I said, here's what's going on, Mark. Can you help me? He goes, I know a gentleman in Chicago. It's probably the best attorney, William J. Sneckenberg of Sneckenberg, Thompson, and Brody. God rest his soul. We lost him a couple of years ago. But I tell the whole story. Mark's on the phone with me, my attorney. And at the end, Mr. Sneckenberg goes, this is highly irregular. He goes, and I said, well, they're coming to my house at the 12 o'clock on Friday. He goes, I'll be there at 11:30. Did not ask me for a retainer. Just said, I'll be there at 11:30. Comes to my house. Here comes the IRS Inspector General with his lackey, with sidearms, by the way, and nice little raised lettering business cards, which I paid for. And they sit down and they start interrogating me about my wife. They want my wife's Social Security number. Where does she work? They wanted to know all about Bill, the guy who I helped get his policy back. And so as soon as they started interrogating me about Bill's address, Bill's phone number, Mr. Steckenberg said, this is where the conversation is over. These are not the pretenses that we suspected for this call. We thought you were here to help. There's the door. So they leave. I'm contacted also by Bill prior to this, and Bill's like, did you get any correspondence from the IRS? I go, yeah, they're auditing me back to 2003. 2003.
And this is 2013, right?
Yeah, this is when this is going on. So 10 years ago, they were after drug dealers past 7 years, but they want money from me from 2003. And they say, I owe them this debt. You know, it's $5,000 plus another $2,300, whatever it is. You can see all the letters from the IRS at my blogs. cstephentucker.com, click IRS, or Victims of Obamacare tells the whole story. So turns out Bill also got a love letter from the IRS, right? And so he's like, what am I going to do? How am I going to get out of this? So fast forward to where you were. So now it's a national news story, and this wonderful 3-time, now 4-time Emmy-winning television program called Facing Life On, Head On, heard about us. They flew us both down to Ohio to tell our story on the air.
All right, let's hold right there because we have a minute left. And
okay.
I just want to get your phone out there because, listen, the deadline's coming up, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to talk about
in the
that.
next segment,
Yes.
we're going to finish this story up,
Good.
and then we have a whole other show to talk about everything.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great show. We have C. Stephen Tucker, the healthcare professional that you need to talk to if you need to fill out this mandate, and I don't know anything about it, so you just continue. Let's get your phone number.
630-674-1551. If you're under 65, looking for health insurance, you cannot be denied for pre-existing conditions from November 1st to December 15th, but don't go it alone. Call me.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, Opem Tax Resolutions is a sponsor of the show. 312-664-6649, and visit ChicagoTaxTeam.com. It's going to be your hub. They'll fight the IRS. We are going